Oh my goodness, this nigga's still talking.
Yo. wait. Yo. This is Nana. Oh, this is Docna, rather. Yeah. It sucks that I'm way too lazy to edit that part out, huh? Well, y'all knew what y'all signed up for. This is just talking podcast. I'm not. I'm just talking to y'all for a bit, you know? Now, who would have thought within the net, within like 3 days? Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that last episode on the 28th. 3 days. I'm back, bruh. You know, y'all don't even deserve this episode. You feel me? Technically, because I gave you something a few days ago. I'll being selfish, but it's fine. I'll feed into it this one time. All right, I'm not doing this for me. This is for you. I get it. All right, how y'all been? Mm-hmm. Y'all see the Bengals? Huh? Huh? Joey B. Joe Bengals. Shout out my nigga Tammy. Joe. That's Joe Bengals, bro. Joe Burrow. He beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Now I'm gonna be honest. I said that I wanted the. I said I wanted. I wanted the Bengals to win. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I definitely told everybody, like whether before the game, when the game was going on, the whole time. So, and in the first half, when Patrick Mahomes was giving him Joey B that absolute slong. All right, I'll be honest, that's what it was. I told it was me and my roommate that were watching it. I told him I was all like, "Dang, bro, it'd be crazy if the Patrick Mahomes scored another touchdown. At this point, it was like 21. It was like right after they kicked that field goal to make it 21 because they had just scored, and I was like, dang, it would be crazy if it's another 28-3. And then I said, shout out the Falcons. And then me and my roommate, we tried to go and hit up ye old Arby's. Not for any other. This nigga said that they had some ghost pepper sandwich joint, and it was crazy good. So, and it comes with a free milkshake. So I was all like, in light of the free milkshake, we gotta go. Also, I do like my chicken sandwiches. All right, my fried chicken sandwiches. I will break any diet for that. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a little bit of a cut, just a wee bit. Trying to shave off as much as I can, get ready for the approaching summer. You feel me? Yeah. Old Doc is on a cut. Been making sure my protein count been going through the roof. But it's been going well so far. Going pretty well so far. Can't complain. Can't complain. But yeah. So we went over there. These niggas are out of the sandwiches. I was baffled because it was 4:42. How the fuck you run out of sandwiches at 4:42 on a Sunday when niggas are probably ordering wings most likely because it's football Sunday. It's the playoffs and it's early in the day too. Who the fuck was going to Arby's from when they open? I don't even know if fucking Arby's opens. From when they open to 4:42. Who the fuck going to Arby's like that, man? Who? I gotta know. I have to know. Since we already out, I had to succumb to some urges. Went to McDonald's, had a hot and spicy McChicken. The right thing to get at McDonald's. You feel me? And you know, just can't complain. My fault. Quarter kind of was fucking up. It didn't say I was reading my mic. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm back though. I know. In you guys' head, you probably didn't. Y'all don't understand the gap. Y'all don't feel it like how I feel to you. Feel me? But I'm back now. All right. But going back to my little meal at Mickey D's, I got that. Then I got a medium milkshake, because I really thought I was fun to get that milkshake. I won't lie. I didn't really care about the sandwich that much, but that milkshake, that's what really kept me going. I'm gonna try it again. Apparently, the offer ends February 6th. All right, so maybe I'll be here next week telling you guys all about that delicious milkshake. Mm. I've never had an Arby's milkshake, but I bet it's good. It better be. Honestly, it better be. I'm gonna be upset. But yeah, that's basically what I did. Also, I made wings. I had to make wings. It's football Sunday. Had those wings at night. It was amazing, man. It was an amazing day. Um, so my Chiefs prediction was definitely wrong. However, I'm still happy because I wanted Joey B to win. All right, him, and then they got Joe Mixon. They got that nigga Chase, the receiver. They solid, bro. They solid. They solid. So it was a fun night. Then for the Rams and 49ers game, real quick, I just gotta say, Charlo, I don't know if you listening in, but just in case you are, I'm just gonna say this, all right? Fake 49ers fan, I'm just gonna say this, all right? I know you gonna know what it means. If you don't, just look back at at our recent text messages, all right? All right? I feel the pressure under more scrutiny, and what I do, act more stupidly. Yeah, that's a Kanye West line. That's a Kanye West line. Can't tell me nothing. That's crazy. But golly, did the 49ers, like I said, bro, a part of me did want the 49ers to win just because of this one YouTube series that I watched. Shout out Tom Grossi. His AFC, NFC joint be good. It'd be great. Can't wait for if he's doing it next year too. But while them losing for the lore was sad, it was still good for me because I like the whole story of Matthew Stafford. I like OBJ. I'm not like a super fan like some other people are, but I think I definitely felt like he was getting way too much scrutiny for Baker, and that could be because Baker was injured. That could be because of like a whole bunch of things. Because I refuse to believe, especially since that team, I feel like it wasn't supposed to be a team that was relying on Baker making throws. Like the Browns, I felt like wasn't a team that would make it or win a Super Bowl because of Baker Mayfield. It was a team that could make or win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. You feel me? Basically, he a better, in my opinion, he's a better version of Jimmy G. I don't think he'll make as many mistakes as Jimmy G does, but he might. Who knows, bro? His career kind of up and down right now. We don't know. Ask the nigga. Hey, you gotta keep in mind, Bill Belichick did try to replace Tom Brady with Jimmy G. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Bill Belichick got that development on deck. You feel me? But yeah. So the Rams won. They're in the Super Bowl at their home. At their home, they have home field advantage. I was about to say home court, but this ain't basketball. But yeah, the Rams got home court. Bengals are coming to town, going to SoFi, that new stadium that I'm pretty sure when it was built, I think that I forgot whether it was a stadium that people said would be able to pay for itself, or the stadium that said that it would literally never always be like technically negative, because no matter what, it would never really be able to pay for itself. because of all the shit they added. I know like there was a stadium like that because the way they built it, they didn't really need they like built it in a way where AC or some shit was didn't need to be as powerful or whatever. I don't really know. I'm not a big football stadium guy. All right. Well, I'm just saying. Them joints be sucking for them niggas. I already know. LA shit was already expensive as it was. I feel bad for them niggas. All right. And now, since you guys know I'm not that much of a football connoisseur, I've just been dabbling in a little bit of it this year. Why don't we get to? I talked about the Lakers last last time. I'm gonna talk about two teams this time. Both of them in the East. Both of them in the East. I'm gonna talk about the 76ers, the whole Ben Simmons debacle, which I believe is honestly like I don't like and then the Nets is the other one, but who cares about them right now? All right. The people I want to talk to are the 76ers, all right? Because I've been consistent with my stance on this. Ben Simmons is still an all-star caliber player. He's not a bum when it comes to defense and in some places on offense. I do believe that his playmaking sometimes does get overhyped a little bit. I feel as though he's a more of a transition playmaker rather than a half court playmaker. That could be because of the lack of his offensive presence because you have to like be able to bend the other team's defense in a way for you to even be able to seek any offense. But he doesn't really do that because he's not aggressive. Literally, if he just attacked the rim, since Embiid is literally willing to space the floor for him, it wouldn't even be an issue. You could even start him at the elbow at sometimes. It's just I don't understand his lack of aggression. That's all he really needed, and that's why I'm annoyed with the entire rhetoric of and it's mostly like the media saying this, but there's also been a lot of people saying that, oh yeah, you might as well just trade Ben Simmons for nothing. And I'm like, nah, find that nigga. The fuck? Like, I get it. The 76ers aren't gonna really ever really be able to get all their money back. But find that nigga. That nigga out there trying to get married. He just proposed to somebody. Like this nigga, mental health issues, my fucking ass. I'm sorry, bro. Mental health is definitely a serious topic, but nigga, if you're depressed or have mental health shit, I'm telling you right now, the last thing you're probably gonna want to do is sign off on a marriage, Benny. That's just stupid. That's why I don't like. It's either he's probably making a bad, possibly life-defining choice because of his mental health, or he's just capping because that nigga just wants to be traded, and I think that's absolutely fucking disgusting. I don't think like look, I was a little bit like a little disgusted a little bit of the how the Anthony Davis trade went, but at least Anthony Davis like the Pelicans got great compensation for that. So I don't think it was that bad. I think the Pelicans were just stupid. They should not have gotten rid of Zion. I mean, not Zion, Lonzo. And they should have made a lot more of a concerted effort to get fucking Zion in shape. I don't. I get it. You don't want him to get mad at you or whatnot. He already is for some reason like there's reports that his family wants him to leave and nigga you can suck my fucking dick. That's my thing, bro. Nobody deserves to fucking be able like not nobody. But there are obviously some people that get like fucking witched and shit. I think was it Dorian Finney-Smith or something? I think it was Dorian Finney-Smith. Reports came out about him in Dallas and how the previous coach didn't really treat him right the moment Luca came. Nah, I don't think it was Dorian Finney-Smith. Who was the 2019 point guard for Mavericks? Let me see. It was either 1920 or 1819. Luka Doncic was definitely on the team 1920, so I think it should be that one. Was it during? Nah, it was a point guard. Trey Burke, Jalen Brunson, J.J. Barrera. Who was the? Maybe it was 1819. Nah, but 1819 was my freshman year, going into my senior year, so maybe not. Well, it says Luca was in there, so I guess it was 1819. Yeah, because my year would have been the John Morant and Zion era, so yeah. And their first year was my sophomore year. Kostas. I didn't even know Kostas was on the Mavericks. Damn. Um, Point guard Dennis Smith Jr. That was him. Who? What team is he on now? Is he still playing in the NBA? Oh yeah, he's in the Portland right now. Yeah, dog. Yeah, Phil. Like he apparently got which. Let me see if I can find the story. I know I got off topic, but we'll get back to the 76ers. Um, During Dennis Smith Jr. reports. Dennis Smith Jr. Maverick. I just want to know the Mavericks allegations. Mavericks. Mavs X Dennis Smith Jr. makes Blazers roster. I was happy that he was able to have the opportunity to show what he's been doing. This was on the 16th of October, but I'm trying to find the report. 6'2" guard had his rights renounced by Detroit Pistons. Young Picasso. I can't find it. Let me see. Allegations. If I just do that. I found it. Report. Rick Carlisle accused this is the coach accusing Dennis Smith Jr. of being jealous of Luca. I actually haven't seen this report. Let's read a little bit of it, shall we? Carlisle, multiple seasons ago, Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic was reportedly bothered by accusation that the former. He was bothered. Carlisle apparently accused former Mavericks youngster Dennis Smith Jr. of being jealous of Doncic. Smith and Doncic had formed a close relationship after being teammates on the Mavericks, and it was not surprising that Doncic was seemingly ignored with this claim. Doncic reportedly resented the accusation and saw it as an attempt by Carlisle to pit Doncic and Smith against each other. Multiple players were shocked during the one early season team meeting when Carlisle accused Smith of being jealous of Doncic, sources said, wrote Tim McConnon of ESPN. The players considered it incredibly unfair to Smith, who wasn't playing well but was making an honest effort to mesh with Doncic on the court. Doncic particularly resented what he perceived as Carlisle's attempt to pin him against his friend and teammate. And then Smith was traded to the Knicks. Yeah, that's about it with that story. Damn. Actually, I think I did read a little bit of that. Of what you call it, saying the Carlisle saying that Dennis Smith Jr. was jealous of him, and Luka was definitely not happy about that accusation since they were actually really good friends. And that's probably what led to Carlisle's eventual departure. I never thought he was a bad coach. I did think that his usage of Porzingis was really stupid. Because there's no way that Porzingis wanted to just be out there like he was just a shooting guard. They were literally using him in a worse, like a lesser role than Brook Lopez gets used in when Giannis is on the floor with him. Like that's how badly or poorly they were treating Porzingis. And I never really, and like it was funny to say the playoff Porzingis and shit and everything. Shout out DJ Michi when he makes those voiceovers, those joints go crazy. But I didn't like, I didn't like the way that it was getting presented, because um, and it's obvious just because of the way narrative switch and everything. Because when the playoffs first started last year, before Giannis had won the ring and everything, I had to sit there and legitimately argue that Luka Doncic did not knock Giannis out of the fucking being a top 5 player in the NBA. The fact that I had to make that statement is insane to me, honestly. But I don't think it was an issue, man. Or it was an issue. It definitely pissed me off immensely. Let me think. Because I know they put LeBron up there. I know KD was up on their list. I gotta find like, cause I need to find that exact shit, bro. Cause it was not even just one person; it was multiple people trying to sit there and convince to me that because Luka Doncic was putting up good numbers, even though he doesn't play half of the defense Giannis plays. Because keep in mind, Giannis puts up good offensive numbers and plays defense. It's really disgusting to me that the point was even made. But yeah, fuck it. I'm calling out names. Owen, Mo. Y'all two brothers, disgusting. Mo less than Owen, but y'all niggas were still part of it. All right. But it was just disgusting me. Cause like I'm not saying Luke. I was like Luca might have knocked somebody else off. Like, but did you guys really say that he knocked off Giannis? It was, I didn't even know. I think they left Harden in there. I was all like, I would have put Harden down first, honestly, if you want to put Luca there. And they basically like have a similar playing style. I would say or Harden is more athletic than Luca, and that would definitely play into his advantage. But it was like, who else? I had to argue. Like, yeah, nah, I don't remember who the top 5 was. It definitely had LeBron, KD. Who else is in the fucking playoffs like that? Man, either way, they try to knock Giannis out the top 5. I was like, Giannis is at least number 4. I was like, I'm not even gonna let you guys say anything about Giannis dropping from number 5 to 4, or number 4 to 5 even. He should. I was like, there's no way he should be in danger of it. I never even thought that AD was ever better than Giannis. Literally, my point had always been, I was all like, AD, I can see AD is better as a fit on most teams than Giannis because AD could shoot. However, Giannis is, in my opinion, still better, especially since like, because the people were really trying to make the claim for AD better than Giannis was when AD was literally working with one of the best playmakers in the league, if not the best, one of the best playmakers ever, honestly. So it was ridiculous to me. Like you have LeBron who's taking some of the pressure off, and then you have second best person that Giannis had was Middleton, and Middleton's not bad, but he's not LeBron. Middleton was I don't. Middleton was not a top 20 player at that time. And while I will say that there was only one series I'll say Giannis choked in, but oof, y'all niggas gonna get mad the way I've been pausing this shit. But let me fuck it, bro. I'm not gonna get into my little Giannis tirade. Niggas been disrespecting him too much. Now Jokic getting disrespected. It's crazy out here. Real brazy out here. I can't take it no more. The skinny Joker is undefeated. Also, Marquise Morris, you deserve that push. I'm just gonna say that now. All right. You and your brother been fucking trying to bully niggas all the time. Niggas push you around, you get fucking mad. Jokic brothers gonna pack you up. I'd be okay with that too. Them niggas Serbian. I don't know what type of shit they had to deal with, but I heard that shit crazy. They got bombs landed on them bitches. But back to the 76er shit. I have no issue with Ben being traded. However, if I'm the Sixers, I'm not going to trade an all-star for pieces that are not going to make my team a championship contender when at least with him they are a championship contender. And it's retarded to me because people like Stephen A. Smith are like, especially with Ben and Joel Embiid playing as good as he's been, people like Stephen A. Smith are saying, "You're wasting Joel Embiid's prime. Make the trade. Make the trade." I'm like, so if they make a trade that doesn't make them even at least at the same level that they would be with Ben Simmons, would that not be wasting Joel Embiid's prime? Like, it was just like the argument that Stephen A. Smith makes is literally borderline. I can't even say it. I don't know. I don't want to get canceled, but it's retarded. It's retarded. That's what it is. Like, it's asinine. It's honestly disgraceful. And I understand he has to make huge takes, but it's just like it's just be missing the point. I don't understand how he like just does like what possesses him to do that. In my opinion, like I would say they need someone who's all-star caliber. Honestly, they need, and it's sad because so many teams I feel like need this. They need a guard. They don't need a defensive guard. I feel like they have a decent amount of defensive pieces with Thibault, and they might need another like on ball defender type guy. But I think it's fine. Honestly, send them. I would be 100% good with sending Ben Simmons to basketball purgatory, which is the Sacramento Kings, for Tyrese Halliburton. You can get if you can get Harrison Barnes, get Harrison Barnes, but he's not a requirement. I don't really. I feel as though you only trade for Harrison Barnes because you're gonna end up losing Tobias Harris if you do that. You only trade for Harrison Barnes. I think Harrison Barnes is making a little bit less than Tobias Harris, so they get more money in the maneuvering side of things. And then it's just so like they can have someone else and you can like be guaranteed Tyrese Halliburton. I would say Tyrese Halliburton. Maybe they need to fix up his shooting motion, but when he got his shot on, his shot's on. And I think that he's like really developing or showing that he's a good playmaker. And he wouldn't be that bad on defense with his size. I think that would be a great like a good fit, but I wouldn't be doing any other trades besides that. I couldn't really see like a trade where you get rid of Ben Simmons and it becomes worth it for you. Like nothing's going to change. At that point, you're basically at the same position you're at now. So just trading Ben Simmons for random shit is not going to make sense to me either. I think that's asinine. I don't know why that's a take that keeps repeatedly getting put out there. And I'm like 70% sure because I'm not going to put up in 90s. I'm not going to pretend to know Joel Embiid's mind, but I'm 70% sure that Joel Embiid is not in a rush, is not rushing them forward either. He signed his extension, showing that he's fully committing to the Sixers. Like I'm okay with that. And then not only that, but like he tried to make his little amends to Ben Simmons. Do I think Joel Embiid could have tried better? Yes, I do. However, I don't think it was Joel Embiid's fault. While we sit here and say Joel Embiid should not have said what he said, you gotta keep in mind Joel Embiid was getting a majority of the blame his entire career because they were never able to go over the hump, and obviously Joel Embiid was the better player between the two of them. Joel Embiid was letting like the team be built more to be more tailored to Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid developed his 3-point shot, so Ben Simmons wouldn't have to have a great shot, Just have a shot. Just shoot the ball. Like, he was getting the blame by Shaq and Chuck, saying that he needed to go and be a big man and dominate in the post, even though he was shooting pretty good percentages from three and everything, especially for a big man at the time, at those times. So it was just like, it didn't really make sense to me. Like, the fact that he would end up getting all the blame, Ben Simmons wouldn't be getting that much blame. But because Joel Embiid ends up mentioning the one thing that and if you listen to the entire quote, well, Ben Simmons shit was the first thing he said. It was not the entirety of it. That was not it. He also did blame himself, and so he caught himself. Doc Rivers was the heinous one, and I don't even know why they didn't ask him more about his fucking coaching decisions. Because there's no way you should be blowing that many 3-1 fucking leads. That shit disgusting. My fault. I had a little pause again. I don't even know where I'm at, but it's fine. We push through like the real niggas we are. But yeah. I'll just go end the 76ers talk. I don't know if I was really on a different conversation, but end the 76ers talk a wee bit early, and just get straight into the meat and potatoes of, well, let's keep on talking a little bit about basketball. The Nets. Now, for the Nets, they have the same issue that I was saying that they had last season, except now it's like a little bit more exacerbated with their lack of. I feel did they lose defensive depth? It feels like that, doesn't it? But when you look down, did they really? I think that they got Patty Mills is a great offensive addition, but that hurts your defense significantly, especially since you won't be able to put in Bruce Brown as much. Because when you could have a lineup where you had Kyrie, Harden, Bruce Brown, KD, and Claxton, and then you could just still switch it up sometimes. Oh, well, actually, I guess Bruce Brown. That's the thing, because you also have to factor in Joe Harris when he comes back. I'm just not sure how that defense is going to line up. Harden's looking a little bit worse on defense than he was. I do think KD was getting a tad bit overrated on defense last year, the way people were talking about him, but he's still a good defender. I don't know. I just don't think they have the firepower to keep up with teams, but if they can't consistently bring that firepower out, then it's going to be more of an issue against teams that can present some firepower and can play defense, a la the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat. Those are going to be terrible matchups for the Nets, and I'll be honest, I can't see them fixing it. Let me just open up the Nets. Last year, how they literally were fixing it was they continuously just kept on finding different players, like random players. The way they were picking up players off like what seemed like the street was just not good for them. Blake Griffin has definitely regressed a lot of bit this year. Cameron Thomas is a good shooting guard, but I don't know how that fits. I was never that high on the Paul Millsap acquiring. I didn't know how good of a defender Paul Millsap could be. Bembry, I have no opinion on him. Kessler Edwards, he's a good shooter. I feel as though they need to find someone else that can be a defender besides Nicholas Claxton, because all they're going to keep on doing is pull Nicholas Claxton out, and then they need another defender. KD needs to be a help defender. Nick Claxton has to play the rim protector. That's it. They need another defender. So if I have a lineup of Kyrie, James Harden, KD, and Nicholas Claxton, because those people have to be on the floor, you have to put in another defender, in my opinion. Kyrie, not a defender. He can pick his spots on the floor, but he's not like a defender. James Harden, same, honestly. Pick his spots. Pretty good at post defense. I do think that has regressed a bit, but pretty good at post defense. But he's also not a defender. If you have Patty Mills in that, I'm looking through and I'm like, I feel as though you'd be forced to like play Blake Griffin or LaMarcus Aldridge in those positions. Maybe Bruce Brown. How tall is Bruce Brown? It's listed as a power forward, but he's like what, 6'4". He's too small to play in that position, in my opinion. Like I would want him in the small forward role because of he can roast a little bit like when he's playing center, but he's not the guy I want. I feel as though this year it feels like they lack more defensive depth, which is what they needed. And now they have to go into the buyout market. I don't know what they're gonna get from there. And that's really all I can say about the Nets. Getting into the other news, you heard Rihanna got pregnant. ASAP Rocky, her aunt got her pregnant, man. A lot of RIPs for the men in the chats out there. A lot should have been me's and whatnot. And I guess I'm gonna have to be the one that says it. I'm not like super pressed about. I don't really care. I don't think it's news. A celebrity getting pregnant, and in the sense of like maybe it's just me. I've never had like such a huge opinion on celebrities. Like obviously, I can sit here and be like, if Rihanna came up to me prior to pregnancy, she said she wanted to have a relationship with me, I wouldn't outwardly reject. I would probably I would. There's a chance of me doing it. I won't lie. It's not that I'm intimidated by her fame. It's more of her past, a possible past. You feel me? But that's another topic for another day. Because I only like when people say, "Oh, would you care if your wife is rich?" No, I would love to be a stay-at-home husband. I'm pretty sure I've said this on this podcast before. Having someone pay for your hobbies would be great, in my opinion. I have no issues with that at all. Okay, no issues at all. But man, it's just I don't know. Also, don't I feel as though like she's another example because I've been in a group chat, as some would say, where there are some people within that group chat who said some troubling things about Zendaya, about how she's just a pretty face with no body, and I'm here to say Rihanna's not built like that either. Like, but them niggas, the way they were talking about Rihanna getting pregnant versus how they were talking about Zendaya don't add up to me. You can't have an opinion like that about one person. Like, well, I can be honest and say Zendaya has more, a little bit more. Also thinks I'm not Zendaya. Rihanna has more. I'm not like I don't see why that's such a big. I can't. It's like it's just the inconsistency that I'm really arguing at this point on time. You know. So in my opinion, it's not big news. Do I really care that she got pregged? It's cool. I like ASAP Rocky. I don't think he's dropped anything in a while. Maybe they might drop a collab. I know Jay-Z and Beyonce ended up dropping, like doing a little bit more songs together. They had a whole album together, didn't they? So maybe. Maybe we might get a collab, but I'm not going to be pressed about it. It's never super big a Rihanna fan. Like, she obviously had some hits, and I definitely love those. But I think maybe one of my favorite was Umbrella. Under my umbrella, Ella, Ella, hey. I wasn't too much of a fan of the work song. Let's look it up. Rihanna's top hits. Let's just work through the list. We'll just do the Rolling Stone. That's from 2018, but fuck it. I don't know if she's really dropped too much things since then. Lemon. Do I remember this song? Nerd's first single in 7 years. I probably have. Oh yeah, I've heard this song. I know Rihanna was in that joint. I never like made it down. Man Down was definitely a goated song. I'll give her that. I'm surprised that joint's on 29. Low key 2010, a little bit the 2010 and before, Rihanna was definitely crazy. Loyalty was good. That's more I like it because Kendrick. Take Care with Drake, that was good. Wild Thoughts, that was good. Wild Thoughts. Where Have You Been? I do think that this was a good song. Yeah, I've been searching for someone who can take me. Dog, it's crazy. When I was 11, I did not fully compute what she meant by that. But yep, nah. Dog, you know when you just be listening to some old songs, you're like, oh, I did not notice that sexual innuendo. I mean, she made that one shit obvious. Someone who can please me, love me all night long. I was just not in that headspace at 11-year-old. Pour It Up. That was up there, I guess. I don't think that was. Some of these songs, I feel as though they were more popular, maybe, than Man Down. Maybe the Man Down I'm thinking about is different. But, oh, this is I Just Shot a Man Down. It was a little bit different. Maybe I was thinking about a different song. But I still feel like Man Down was still a little bit better than some of these. Honestly, Loyalty, if you're going to put that shit up there, and it's a Kendrick song, I guess just they're only rating the Rihanna part. Take a Bow. How good was this? Oh yeah, You Look So Dumb Right Now. Yeah, that was good. Rude Boy. Yeah, yeah. I'm just skipped all the way down to the number 1 song. What's Rihanna's considered? Oh, Umbrella was number 2. I told you that joint was goated. But We Found Love. Is this We Found Love in a Hopeless Place? Is that? I don't think this was better than Umbrella. Nah, Umbrella is definitely better. But yeah, Rihanna had hits, man. Rihanna had hits. She ran that's what I'm saying. I think that she was definitely closer to her fall off. Like 2010 was probably like after that. I will definitely say she started falling. I don't think she was like as good as she was up to the 2010 and Pat like. You know, I don't think I ever really computed how sexual her songs were. Because I'm just clicking through these. I'm like, I hear a sexual innuendo like immediately. Like, it doesn't matter where I click through. I start from the beginning. I go in the middle. There's just one there. I just never I was just too young, I guess. I do love the R&B era. The R&B era of like the early to mid 2000s was great. You know what was a great song that I actually loved, and I had Kanye West in it too. Knock You Down by Carrie Hilson. That shit is fucking great. All right. Kanye's part, he flowed on that bitch perfectly too. Like that song is great. Dying on that fucking hill. That song probably better than and Neil was on that bitch too. Yeah. Now that song was fucking great. Not again. This isn't supposed to happen to me. Keep rocking, keep knocking, whether you button up or Reeboking. You see the hate that they're serving on a platter. So what we gonna have? Dessert or disaster? Dog, them joints go. All right. I'm just saying. Rihanna definitely was in that era, but she not beating. She wasn't beating this one. I don't care, man. Knock You Down was that joint goaded. I'm saying this right now. That was better than their number one song. That was better than Umbrella. I'm pretty sure. That was better than Umbrella. Y'all Rihanna fans, I don't know what they call themselves. Riri-ers? I don't know. I know Beyonce got the Beehive, but what Rihanna got? No offense, Mike. She's still one of the R&B female goats. You feel me? All the fucking feminists in there. Why'd you have to say female? I'll give you that. She is definitely she's in the R&B goats. I don't know if I would put her. What's you guys' R&B like top list, bro? Who's your top 5 of R&B people? All right. Do you still have the pedophile in it? He was said to be the king of R&B. You know, you look through history, a lot of kings did some fucking heinous shit. I forgot what king, but it was one of the kings of England. His fucking wives couldn't give him a son, so he was just beheading them bitches. Like, it was ridiculous, but hey, man. When you a king, bro, you let them shit go to their heads, bro. I don't even want to know what King Arthur was doing back in the day. Or King Arturus, how dare you? You never know, bro. You got to remember the story is mostly told by the victors, and so it's either you got it or you didn't, man. Like, man. But yeah, now the last story I'm gonna say, then we're gonna be done, is that the person who made the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection, its lead designer, I might have fucked up his name, but Seneca, has been watching from the shadows. This is an article from Rolling Stone. But basically, you know all those ape NFTs, right? And it's crazy because the way people market NFTs, it's like, oh yeah, no, you could get your money up, you can do this. It's literally like it's marketed almost the same way as Forex was marketed like 1 or 2 years ago, honestly. Partially. And like NFTs have so many issues with it. Like it's like for so let me like look it up because I forgot why, but it's like an issue environmentally. NFT environmental impact. The climate controversy swirling around NFTs. Jeez. Famed auction house Chrissy, blah, blah, blah. Individual crypto art. ArtStation online marketplace canceled its plan to launch a platform for NFTs within hours after getting a lot of backlash from people who think dealing in crypto art is environmentally unethical. Environmental. 30 world NFTs. NFTs, unique cryptocurrency token that can take the form of pretty much anything, digital art, a GIF, or even Twitter CEO's Jack Dorsey's first tweet. Take Space Cat. I just wanted to see where the environmental impact. Since the crypto art craze is pretty new, none of the data that's been out there so far has been reviewed by outside experts. And Acton admits in a blog about his mythology that the analysis was intentionally one-sided. But here's why there's a probable a hell of a lot of probably a hell of a lot of greenhouse gas emission tied to NFTs. They are largely bought and sold in marketplaces like Nifty, Gateway, and Super Rare that use cryptocurrency Ethereum. Ethereum, like most cryptocurrencies, are built on a system called proof of work that is incredibly energy hungry. Oh, so basically, it just uses a lot of energy, and that's how it affects it. And because they haven't, this is more of a newer thing. They haven't been able to completely prove their effects. that it could have, but there's just a lot of speculation about it. So I'll give him that. All right, it's not proof for that one, but for this girl, I feel bad for her. She's the one that made all. She's the one that started the made the artwork for most of the ape ones, and a whole bunch of random people started using her art and started you turning those into NFTs, and they've been profiting in her stead, and which is crazy because NFTs were supposed to be used, or they're quote unquote have been being used in support of artists. They've been being used as something that was supposed to help artists and it was supposed to protect artists. She has not been getting any royalties from them at all. The first major NFT collection, literally, and it does the opposite of protecting the artist that many NFT people claim, and that's always been my biggest issues with NFTs. Also, I think it's dumb to buy digital art. Like, not dumb to buy digital art. Let me rephrase that. Dumb to buy digital art tokens. If you're going to support an artist, support them artists upright. I don't think you should be being able to, like, just have those tokens. I feel as though that's just a way for people to get into the it's just an excuse to for people to get into the crypto market, quote unquote, without what and having like its own scams in it. Because people are doing the same thing with there are like richer people, they're doing the same thing with NFT that they were doing with actual art in the past, where they're just using it to money launder. That's basically what NFTs are kind of like now. It's just money. A lot of people are using it for money laundering schemes and whatnot. I don't I don't think that they're inherently a bad thing. I just feel like they just have so many other issues that come with it that they just cannot be a logical type of currency. I don't think that people should really be trying to spend their money on them or buying them. Honestly, I even think some of the news stories of all these people getting rich off of them are kind of fake, or they're definitely getting fucking taxed out the ass on them too. Because I already know that you better be careful with your cash app purchases because they're taxing you too. They're taxing you too. Nobody's safe, all right? Nobody's safe out here. But I do want to mention the girl's name. Let me see if I can get if this article has her full name. I'll also read a little bit more of the article. Her creativity helped fuel a technological revolution she knew almost nothing about. Although the Bored Ape Yacht Club, now arguably the world's biggest NFT project, first appeared online in May and quickly started selling for millions, the woman who drew its primary characters had no idea that the collection was a hit till she Googled the name months later. These cartoonish primates have since generated more than $1 billion and lassoed mainstreamers into the crypto scene. Yet Seneca, the 27-year-old Asian American artist who played an integral role in bringing their ideas to life, gets little credit. Watching NFT enthusiasts graffiti every corner of the internet with variations of her work has been bittersweet. Imagine casually walking into a museum only to stumble upon your own art hanging on the wall behind velvet ropes. When Seneca logged into Twitter, where she's known as All Seeing Seneca, and saw Steph Curry was using an avatar she birthed as his profile picture, her eyes bulged. I didn't even know Steph Curry was a part of it. It really took me some time to wrap my head around all this, she tells Rolling Stone over Zoom. She's sitting cross-legged on the floor of her living room in her Manhattan apartment in front of a small gray. I always hate that they have to like oversell the part, like how like poor or how little she's gotten from it. Like you don't have to do that. I feel as though like that's partially bringing her down, and I think that's all honestly kind of disgusting. But I move on from that. Living in the front of a small gray couch under which she somewhat haphazardly stores a stack of pastel paintings. There's no way she said that. Like she told them to say haphazardly stored. Like this, I don't like this. Is what I'm saying. This is disgusting. How some people who write articles will be. I still am. It's quite surreal. Behind the couch is her tiny, usually cluttered workspace, which Seneca calls her studio. Born in the U.S. to Chinese parents and raised in Shanghai, Seneca came back stateside to attend the Rhode Island School of Design after graduating in 2016 and then relocating to New York as a freelance illustrator. This nook became her office. Head down, she concentrated on designing vibrant, at times fantastical characters a la 2D animation for marketing campaigns and advertisements. While her paintings were and are more abstract, she was compelled to find a realistic way of monetizing her passion. When a creative agent, Nicole Munoz, spotted her college portfolio and fell in love with her technique down to the lines and breath strokes, all according to Munoz, she started connecting Seneca with companies across various industries like healthcare, insurance, green energy, finance. Last year, Munoz, also known by her pseudonym V Strange, called Seneca with a somewhat left of center proposal. Her childhood friend was starting something called the Bored Ape Yacht Club. She had jumped aboard as an advisor and needed graphical designers to whip up some images before the still growing trend in NFTs really took off. So that Munoz person fucking take all her fucking shit. She thought of Seneca's chameleonic ability. She's one of the few artists who can actually draw differently depending on the subject matter of the project. Munoz, who's recently became the co-CEO of Yuga Labs, the Web3 company behind Bored Ape Yacht Club. So, what I'm wondering is that basically, maybe I just have to read this more, but it kind of sounds like, because the lady is still part of the yacht club joint, that Bored Ape Yacht Club. So doesn't she have a lot of money? And your number one artist that created the initial designs and everything is still living how this article described her living. Look, man, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm ignorant. But this is why I always feel bad for artists, bro. You know, OnlyFans was originally for artists too, right? And then niggas started putting porn on there. It was that like OnlyFans was meant for fans of creatives and artists. It was supposed to be like another Patreon. That's why there was all those things about, oh, OnlyFans might get rid of all their like pornographic content so they can get more investors and everything. Because originally that's not what it was for. Just how originally that's not what Patreon was for, and then it got on Patreon. But you know, shout out to the lady Seneca. I know I ain't got no clout, so I can't really help out much. All I can do is put it out in the air, though. But that's the Just Talking podcast. I'm just talking, man. Shout out Seneca and all those and the Bored Ape and her Bored Ape creations, bro. I might actually go ahead and start looking more into her art, but I'm gonna catch y'all for the next one. All right.
That was the Just Talking podcast.